Hi again. Welcome back to our channel. You're doing what? A channel dedicated to a mobile RV lifestyle for those of us who are in our later decades, aka old farts, and want to live a nomad life on the road in an RV. The channel is named You're Doing What because that's what most of our friends said when they heard what we were doing. What? You're doing what? Yes, that's what we're doing. So today I'm going to talk with you about tow vehicles. Now, RVs, you have a great choice in terms of what type of RV you decide to travel in. We've had a trailer when we first started. Actually, we used a tent when we were first married, but we had a trailer. Then we've had 4 motorhomes over the last 25 years. And motorhome just seemed to work better for us. But if you have a motorhome and you don't want to get stuck staying wherever you decide to camp for the night or the week, you need to figure out how to tow a vehicle. If you have a trailer or a fifth wheel, you have the vehicle towing that RV, and you will have your vehicle with you once you unhook and get set up at your destination. So towing a vehicle, people tow lightweight. We tow a 1500 Chevy pickup, Silverado pickup behind this coach, and the engine's a 450 Cummins, so it really, we don't really even feel it even in the mountains. We don't feel a drag on the coach, but you do want to be careful if you're in a Class C or a smaller unit, how large your tow vehicle is. Now in RV land, people refer to their tow vehicles as their toads, T-O-A-D-S. So if you hear people say, "Oh, what's your toad?" that's what they're talking about. They're asking you, "What do you tow?" And we tow all 4 wheels down. Not every vehicle will allow that. The Chevy Silverado does. It's a 2014. We had to disengage the drivetrain and the batteries, shut the batteries off in order to get hooked up. But it does tow, and it does not accumulate mileage while it's being towed because the drivetrain's disengaged. Some people tow on a half a dolly, where the 2 front tires are on the dolly and the 2 rear tires are on the pavement or roadway. I don't know if they accumulate miles or not with that situation. And then some people tow an enclosed trailer, or sometimes not enclosed trailer, and have their vehicle on the trailer when they're towing. Now, I find the dolly and the trailer situation where you put your car in a covered trailer or an open trailer to be a little, I wouldn't want to do that, because when you get to wherever you're going to be, you have to stow the trailer too. And a lot of times, especially in private RV parks, there's not a lot of room. So to store an extra trailer or a tow dolly. So I would just think of that when you're trying to decide what you're going to do. I don't have a recommendation for the best tow vehicle, but there are publications that certainly tell you that. Jeep is very popular, and we have towed Jeeps a couple times in the past, and they're very easy to tow. But this Chevy is easy to tow too. Now, it's good to know what's going on in the back. So if your vehicle, if your RV does not have cameras, I would suggest getting a backup camera so you can just keep an eye on what's going on back there when you're going down the road. We did have a situation about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, going into Chicago, and there was an area of the freeway that had construction, and we were going down to 1 lane, and then those big dividers, the big cement dividers, were on both sides of the lane that we were going into. And my husband looked back in the camera, and one of the struts that attached to the truck had come loose. So basically, the truck could have, it could have been a disaster, really. But we were able to slow down and get off the freeway and find a safe place to fix that up. We don't know how it happened. A bolt had come loose. we do check whenever we leave. We check all the way around the rig. We check we check that tow bar and everything. So I don't know what happened, but it was a scary thing, and really told us whenever we stop to get fuel, if we stop at a rest area, we always take a walk around to be sure everything's still intact and working well. The other thing about RV driving is that when you're getting ready to think about going, we used to be psychotic drivers. We would drive for 14, 15, 16 hours sometimes. No more. At our age, we're finding that 250 miles is more than enough. We travel at about 62 to 64 miles per hour in the rig. That's a good place for our trying to keep track of much we can of mileage, of trying to keep our mileage in some kind of reasonable area. Which reminds me, we get between 7 and 9 miles to the gallon. So that's an issue. And that is, you'll get better mileage in a Class C and some of the Class B vans when you're not towing. You don't need a tow. But in general, just expect that probably the best mileage you're going to get in an RV, towing or in a Class C, is 15 to 18 miles to the gallon. And if you're in a big Class A diesel pusher, you're probably going to get between 4 and 10. One time we got 10 in a Safari Zanzibar that we had. I don't know how we got such good mileage, but we did average that. So anyway, just be aware that that's the case. Now, where do you gas up? Well, if you're in a diesel pusher, you have to go to the truck stops. We're just too big to get into almost any of the smaller gas stations. It's too scary to make those turns. The turns are tight, and I'd rather just pull into the truck stop. And we're very conscious of keeping the truck drivers happy so that we're in and out, we're prepared, we don't waste time, we get our fuel, and off we go. I'm exploring right now some of the discount cards that I'm hoping might help with our gas expenses, our diesel expenses, but I haven't made a decision about that yet. But when I do, I'll be sure and tell you about it. Let me see. We like the RV, Class A RV, better than the other types of RVs because you can get up and walk around. You can make a sandwich. It's probably not safe, and all that safe. It's not completely unsafe, but that's how we've lived in it. If somebody has to go potty, they go potty. If you have to have a sandwich or an apple or a glass of water, we tend to just, one of us, whoever's not driving, gets up and goes to get whatever the person or the other person needs. Yeah, we don't leave the driver's seat to do that. Never do that. But it is more convenient. If you're in a trailer or a fifth wheel, you have to stop, pull over somewhere safe, and then go into the other rig to get what you need. So we just find that it's more convenient to be in a motorhome. That's our comfort level. Okay, I hope you're having a great day. I hope I've given you some good positive information. And never forget, even when you're an old fart, you're doing what? Have a great day.